The Minister is talking about the expertise that were available to her, and she speaks specifically about the expertise that were brought in on search and rescue. Now, I assume we're talking about the same company we've always spoken about, the company from Scotland, Air Assurance. And I have asked repeatedly what expertise this company has, and you, Minister, and your colleague, the Senior Minister, have written to me and told me that this particular individual, and it is a one-man operation, brings in the expertise that he needs from time to time. I've looked at his balance sheet, and there are no debtors and no creditors for 3 years on those balance sheets. Now, how can you bring in expertise, contracting expertise, and not finish up with debtors and creditors? I am seriously concerned, and I would like you to put on record the expertise that this company has, because he is not a pilot, he has not flown SAR, he's advising you on search and rescue. He's a one-man operation. The only time I have seen a second individual to be involved was the most recent report. Now, the Air Accident Investigation Unit advised, recommended that aviation expertise be brought into your department and into the Irish Coast Guard. And recently, you had 2 tenders out for aviation expertise. It's a bit confusing. Was the first tender a mistake and a second tender issued, or have we tendered for 2 different experts to advise on the search and rescue side of the House? Because the bottom line on it is, I am really concerned. We are entering into a situation on the search and rescue side of things where we are looking at possibly $1 billion to $1.5 billion of a contract for 5 helicopters on 4 bases, where our colleagues in the UK get 18 helicopters for 12 bases for $1.6 billion, and nobody is prepared to talk about that. I've been kicked from one department to the next. I want to know what expertise and what qualifications that expert has to advise your department on this particular issue.
Minister.
First of all, I'm not going to comment on a live public procurement process. What I can say and assure senators is that I am confident that the consultation that took place and the advices sought and received in relation to the drafting of this bill and in considering the amendments was appropriate. The Attorney-General has also said that that was appropriate, and as you know, as a regulatory oversight regime, we have to comply with EASA and ICAO rules, and they are subject to regular audit. We are subject to regular audit by ICAO and by EASA, and this provides me with strong assurance that our national regulatory oversight regime is robust and is fit for purpose. Thank you.
Not commenting on a live tender is allowing you to pull down the curtain of secrecy behind expenditure from this state. And the taxpayers of this state will pay for this, and we paid through the bloody nose for the last one, and we didn't get the regulation we should have got. 4 people have lost their lives. I want to know the expertise of the individual. As far as I'm aware, the tender for the expert that's advising on the current process has already closed, which means that there is no problem in telling us who it is and what expertise they have that they can bring to you to assist you with this legislation and anything else you may wish to do. So if that tender is closed, there's nothing preventing you telling us who got it.
Minister. Answer the question. Okay. That Section 75 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed?
No.
Not agreed. The question is that Section 75 stand part of the bill. Those in favour say Thaw. Those against say Neil. I think the question is carried. Vote on Section 75. Okay.
No, it's already been
Yep.
discussed. You can't.
No, already discussed. Already discussed.
Yeah.
3I. No, you're on 3I.
Sorry, hold on, I can't hear you.
You have to speak to the section.
Yep.
I'll get you in when we just
Okay.
we'll discuss.
Okay.
Is the amendment being moved?
Yes.
Moved. Amendment being pressed?
Yes.
The question is that the amendment be made. Those in favour say tá. Okay. Is that a tá? Tá. Those against say níl. I think the question is defeated. Section, Senator. Section 77.
Thank you. Look, we've debated this bill for quite a considerable period of time, and I'm anxious that the bill would pass committee stage and give us time to go back to, for me, what is a critical issue, and that's the issue of peer support. I do understand how far the Minister has come, and all I would ask is that we finish the committee stage, and between now and the report stage, that we have an opportunity to engage on the issue of peer support and see if there's any possibility whatsoever for a little movement on it. It's the only issue that's left for me that's of concern. I do appreciate the Minister may find it extremely difficult to move from where she has gone. She has gone a considerable distance, but I'm anxious that we do not delay the passage of the bill at committee stage any further tonight. So I would ask the Minister if she would agree with that.
Just to clarify the engagement, Senator, in relation to peer support, is that correct? With yourself, is it?
Yeah.
To meet with you in relation to peer support before
We come to report stage.
for report stage. Like I have had, there's been extensive engagement with all, like months of engagement around peer support, and I have moved hugely in relation to accommodating the concerns of senators and IALPA, and what we all want here is the most robust, workable peer support group that everyone has confidence in. And I feel I have moved as far as I can in relation to that. But if you feel that you need, personally, a meeting on this, but I have to preface it by saying I feel I have moved as far as I can in relation to this issue. If that's something that you would like me to facilitate, I can do that, and I will meet with you
I accept
again.
that. I accept that. I accept your bona fides on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Section 77 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 78. That Section 78 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 79. Section 79 stand part of the bill. Section 80. That Section 80 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 81. Section 81 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 82 Amendment 5 in the name of Senator Craughwell, Boylan, Gavin, O'Donnell and Warfield cannot be moved. Already discussed with 4. Section 82 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 83. The Section 83 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 84. The Section 84 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 85. The Section 85 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 86. Section 86 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 87. That Section 87 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 88. That Section 88 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 89. That Section 89 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 90. The Section 90 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 91, the Section 91 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 92, the Section 92 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 93, the Section 93 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 94, the Section 94 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 95, the Section 95 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 96, the Section 96 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 97, that Section 97 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 98, the Section 98 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 99, that Section 99 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 100, that Section 100 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 101, that Section 101 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 102, that Section 102 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 103, the Section 103. Yeah.
On disillusion day, Minister, there was some concerns about disillusion day in terms of there was a concern about between staff and different parts of the whole operation. Has that been rectified in terms of their concerns around disillusion day? I'm happy to talk again. I don't want to delay the bill, but I'm happy to come back again.
I will come back to you directly, but all terms and conditions will transfer.
Section 103 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 104, the Section 104 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 105, the Section 105 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 106, that Section 106 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 107, that Section 107 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 108, that Section 108 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 109, that Section 109 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 110, that Section 110 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 111, that Section 111 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 112, that Section 112 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 113, there's a Government Amendment 5A, a Government Amendment I move, already discussed with 3A, that the amendment be made. Is that agreed? That Section 113 as amended stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 114, that Section 114 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section 115, that Section 115 stand part of the bill. Is that agreed? Section Schedule 1. Government Amendment 6, Government Amendment I move 6 to 9 inclusive related may be discussed together by agreement. Is that agreed? That the Amendment, Minister, do you want to comment on that?
6 and 7, Section 41 of the bill provides that the proposed AirNav Ireland may charge for functions performed by it pursuant to the EU regulations listed in Schedule 1. Schedule 1 of the bill lists 21 such regulations which relate to air navigation service provision and communications. Amendments 6 and 7 are technical amendments which bring the referencing of these 21 regulations up to date since the bill was originally published in December 2020 to ensure consistency with the formal titles as set out in the Official Journal of the EU. Section 71 of the bill inserts a new Section 55A into the Irish Aviation Authority Act 1993, which provides that the IAA is the national competent authority for the purposes of EU regulations set out in Schedule 3 of the bill. Schedule 3 currently includes 27 such EU regulations relating to air carriers, air navigation, air passengers, airports, aircraft, aviation safety, pilots and cabin crew security and slot coordination. Amendments 8 and 9 are technical amendments which bring the referencing of these 27 regulations in Schedule 3 up to date since the bill was originally published in December 2020 to ensure consistency with their formal titles as set out in the Official Journal of the EU. Amendment 8 and 9 also add a further 6 EU regulations to those currently listed in Schedule 3. These additional EU regulations are numbered 7 to 12 in Amendment 8 and relate to air navigation, balloons, gliders and unmanned aircraft, confirming and clarifying the IAA's existing responsibility as national competent authority for these rules.
Okay, Senator.
Senators, of 2 additional technical amendments that I propose to bring at report stage. The first is amendment to Section 14 to clarify the sequencing of steps between the commencement of and the vesting of IANs or AirNav. The second, an amendment to Section 19 of the bill to delete provisions which replicate provisions in the 1993 Act which are no longer relevant.
Okay. That this be the title to the bill, an act to provide for the formation of a company to be known as Servás Aer Lingus Oireachtas na Éireann, or in the English language, the Irish Air Navigation Service, to provide air navigation services in relation to civil aviation, to define its function and to provide for the conferral on it of certain functions of the Irish Aviation Authority, to provide for combining the aviation regulation functions of the Irish Aviation Authority with the aviation regulatory function of the Commission for Aviation Regulation, to make consequential and other amendments to the Irish Aviation Authority Act 1993, to amend the Aviation Regulation Act 2001, to confer powers on such commission to review the market powers of airport authorities, and to enforce the European Community's Dublin Airport Charges Regulation 2011 SI number 116 of 2011, to enable the Minister for Transport to review the regulations of air navigation and transport.
Airport charges.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Air navigation?
Regulation of airport charges by such commission.
No, so nothing else.
Sorry, just to review the regulation of airport charges.
Sorry, yeah. To review the regulation of airport charges by such commission, to provide for the dissolution of such commissions, to amend the Air Navigation and Transport Amendment Act 1998, to increase the aggregate at any one time of monies that may be borrowed under Section 13 of that Act in the case of DAA and any of its subsidiaries, and to provide for related matters. Is the title agreed? Agreed. Will bill reported with amendments. When is it proposed to take the next stage?
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Is that agreed? But the bill do now pass. Is that agreed? Agreed. Thank you.